Hello, 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 hello. So Nico should be there, and here it is. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm great.
Again. Sorry, I'm just putting you up. Go on, say hi again.
Hello.
Yes, now we can hear you well.
Great.
Same
Not really
problem.
part of the stream.
It's the same thing every time. I'm just like not handling my volumes right, so that's the main problem. Hey, Rich and Creamy, how are you doing? Thank you for coming. So yeah, we'll be chatting on the what happened for the TwitchCon in Vegas. Hey, Kaylily, how are you doing? Thank you for coming. So yeah, we'll be just going through what happened, how we managed to come in Las Vegas, because yeah, it was something. So we have some stuff to talk about. But also, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. We should be fairly responsive compared to what we do during the podcast. So yeah, don't be afraid and ask any question you have about it while at work. Okay, so no worries, no worries. Thank you. And yeah, I think one of the elements to start with is to chat about like how basically we managed to come, because it was not something we really planned for, I would say. When we went to the TwitchCon Paris, we did a debrief after. One of the questions was, will we be coming for the one in Vegas? Which we very quickly answered and said no. Obviously not. we were absolutely sure that we wouldn't be coming for the one in Vegas, and mainly for financial reason. But yeah, so what happened is that Twitch actually made some sort of a gesture and helped us to actually be able to come. and that we basically learn it in the end of August, something like this.
Yeah.
And so yeah, from there we were like, okay, let's do it, and let's try to plan to come to Vegas, which was also in the same time the first time for us in the US. So it was quite an adventure. That's what I can say.
Yeah, and going to Vegas for the first time in the US is
Yeah.
quite an experience as well.
Actually, one question would be, which city would you have picked if it wasn't Vegas for your first time in the US?
I think maybe New York. I think there is. I've seen the city like in movies or in videos, and I feel like it's a place I'd like to visit. Yeah. I also think it's not very representative of the US because it feels like it's a very different city. But yeah, probably New York or New Orleans. I think New Orleans would be a place I would like to go on holiday.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's New York is kind of the default for every European, specifically because what people are saying, or at least the one I've been talking to when we were chatting about going to the US, is that New York is the most European city, and so going there, it's kind of the first glimpse of the US without like being too much of a cultural shock. So yeah, was with that, and definitely I would pick New Orleans as well, specifically for the jazz scene, which is and also because there is a bayou, so I mean, come on, it's my name, I have to go there at some point. It's can't do something else. So yeah, and the food.
Fair enough. Yeah, the food.
Yeah, it's the there is a place in London called Plakeminlock, right? Which is a New Orleans pub. So you have beers, obviously, you have live jazz, and you have the food as well. So that kind of that's where we had some idea of what the food would be in New Orleans, not the one in Vegas. I'm not even sure that we know exactly what type of food is in Vegas, but
yeah, I think it's. I don't think there is a strong food culture in Vegas, but again, I have no idea. So.
I mean, it was a very short stay, so we only stayed for 5 days, and we were extremely busy.
Yeah, and we didn't visit much. So.
Yeah, unfortunately. So yeah, what happened is that we got the news end of August that we would be able to come, and so from there we started to plan. Worked with Dead Side Blues on the booth, and also like checking what would be the layouts of the booth that we had in Vegas, which has its importance for a later story. And so yeah, we started to work around that with Nico, trying to have like all the paperwork ready and everything, which was which every convention has its like load of work to do on the administrative side, but when it's a convention in US and you're a European company, not really, but a UK company, you have kind of extra work to do and make sure that everything is filled in time and that we can actually be there, being also protected with insurance, etc. So with a lot of work to do before going to the US. But compared to Paris, which was, I think, the big difference, is that we had way much more time to prepare everything, because for Paris we were not sure until like a week before that we would be able to come to the conference, where for the Vegas one we knew like at least 2 months in advance. So yeah, it was a bit different, and also that's why we kind of plan in advance everything and make sure that we had everything delivered in time, and like a day before we arrive, having the plane tickets and everything like way ahead compared to what happened in Paris. However, it didn't go as planned. Like, didn't go as planned at all. Like, it was a very, very different story when we started to get close to the dates. I think one of the elements to keep in mind is that there is a difference for like companies in general. Even if you use like worldwide company like Vistaprint, you can't really print the same thing. Hey, how are you doing, Rob? Happy to see you. So we have now everyone from like with the little Eiffel Tower or the Las Vegas sign. Yeah, one of the things we brought back from Vegas is COVID. So if I'm coughing, you know why. So yeah, even the worldwide companies like Vistaprint doesn't do the same thing based on where you are. So when we were planning to print everything in advance, etc., we had to get a VPN to make sure that we had access to the US websites, but also like for example, the US website couldn't print flyers like the one we had in Vegas. So we had to print those flyers before, and we had to make them delivered to my place before we flew to Vegas, and the rest was to be delivered to a pickup point in Vegas directly. And that's where it started to be funny, because I think everyone knows like getting all the stuff delivered in time, etc. It's kind of the pain that you have to go through when you do that. But in that instance, we basically wanted to make sure that everything would be in time. So we ordered ahead. We paid for an extra feature to make sure that it would be delivered in time. And we picked like a pickup point rather than an address that we would fill in ourselves, because we knew that we might not know exactly the right way of putting an address in. So that's what we've done, and we basically make it.
And we didn't have really an address.
And obviously, we didn't really have an address in Vegas at that time. So we basically made it delivered to a pickup point on the 17th of October, so just the day before we arrived in Vegas. And it was to be delivered at that time, even the day before, like everything was in time. But on the 17th, in the evening, I just wanted to make sure that everything was in place. And it was not. The delivery happened, and UPS basically sent back a message to Vistaprint and to me saying that, oh, we tried to deliver, but the company name is not registered at the address that is there, so we couldn't deliver it to the pickup point. I'm like, what? Like, you have all the banners and business card and everything, so if you don't deliver, we have absolutely nothing on the place. And I was like, okay. I contacted Vistaprint and UPS and tried to kind of figure out what was happening. And it was a pain, like very, very big pain to have that working. Vistaprint was not helping at all. Like, they were really the worst to work with. And it basically ended up... we lost Jalab. So we basically ended up having some information, and we're saying that, okay, it won't be delivered to the pickup point, but you can go and pick up to the access point, the UPS access point. Okay. I'm fine with that. At least we can get it. It's in Vegas. We're safe. That's okay. We basically... and that happened in the evening. Like, it was in the Tuesday evening, and we were flying on the Wednesday. So I was a bit stressed. We went out to get our plane and go to Vegas, etc. So we landed at 4 or 5 p.m. Local time there. And... what was a surprise when we actually arrived to the pickup point, or the access point. First of all, the place was weird. Like, literally, it was just complete empty buildings with tainted glass on the parking lot, and nothing was there. Even like company signs or anything, it was just a weird element. And we were not 100% sure that everything was right, but we're like, okay, maybe, I mean, might be okay. It was kind of some sort of a liminal space where even if you looked through the window, like, the inside was extremely weird. Like, really I was not feeling comfortable at all. And so what happened is that we ended up coming back to, or going, because we were not yet at the Airbnb. So we ended up going to the Airbnb. And when we arrived there, we started to contact Vistaprint and UPS, and it was again like a huge mess. To learn at the end that Vistaprint told me actually it failed on the delivery, and so it is being sent back to our warehouse in Canada. So we're on the 18th at night, and the convention started on the Friday at 9 a.m. So it was 2 days, less than 48 hours. And so they told me like we actually fucked up and we missed, like we dropped the ball and we're very sorry. So we'll refund you everything, and the only advice we can give you is to try to find a local printer to do the job. Which we basically ended up spending 2 hours and 30 minutes trying to actually get a local printer. And we also learned that basically it happened to a lot of people, and because there is a lot of convention in Vegas, there is a lot of printers that will be doing that in the right time, like in a very speedy way. So it turned out well, where we actually got everything printed in time before 1 p.m. The next day, and so we had we were lucky to find everything. But it was not a calm and peaceful time that we were hoping by having everything delivered in advance. That's something I can tell. How was your impression on that, Nico?
It was quite stressful. So yeah, I don't know. It felt quite unprofessional from them. But yeah, it was definitely not something we were needing.
Yeah.
For the convention, because we had a long trip to come. We had a lot of work prior to the event to have everything ready, and then they come to us and say, "Hey, by the way, no prints."
Yeah.
So that was not great.
Yeah.
I guess the good thing is we were in Vegas, so it was possible to bounce back. I think in a lot of other cities we would just have been, hey,
we're fucked.
No fallback solution.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think in Paris we would have been able to find like a printer at night that would do that for you and the next day. Like, this was only possible in Vegas.
I think, yeah, it's maybe in other cities as well, but yeah, Vegas, with all the convention, it's something we learned by chatting with the printers. They have so many conventions happening all the time in different places. They have printers basically everywhere, and you can always find printers that will do something for you. Like, finding that there is such thing as 24/7 printers, I didn't know that existed. Well, it does.
Yeah. And the other thing is, on the evening that happened, it's just that we were not very, because so convention we did once, so we had some idea of what would happen extra, and we could like bounce back to find a printer. But the thing is, we were in US and in Vegas, which is a very, very different type of cities than the one we are used to in Europe. And one of the things we were missing was actually some food and basic needs for the Airbnb we were staying in. And we are used to in Europe to just like walk to the nearest convenience store, and that was it. The thing is, in Vegas you don't walk. Like, it's we learned that the hard way.
And there is no convenience store.
Yeah, I think you went to.
I mean, there is. We went to the pharmacy. So for us, it was, well, pharmacy is the place you buy medicine. But, well, not in the US, where you can have a convenience store that also has a pharmacy inside, and so they put the pharmacy sign.
Yeah,
we learned.
Yeah, and so you went out directly to cross this 6x6 street, right?
Oh. And it was super stressful because there was still the first one there was still traffic happening, so we kind of half run on the crossing, and we were like super stressed. Okay, it says we should be crossing now, but there are still cars going. What's going on? And yeah, I think we quickly learned that you need a car. And we didn't.
Yeah. I'm actually curious how much it would have cost you to actually rent a car to the full trip.
Yeah, I think we...
I'm wondering. I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm just like...
Yeah. I guess it would have been very annoying to park the car during the day at the conference, convention, because there were so many people going to the convention. I have no idea. And they were closing all the parking next to it.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. No, I don't know how it would have been, but yeah. So yeah, we ended up having some food at least that you got from the fast food. So we got like it was El Tacos, right?
Yeah, well, Del Taco, yeah.
Del Taco, which was good. I mean,
it was fine. It was fine. I was really not sure what to expect.
Yeah.
And I think it was okay. Like we picked the first thing we saw that looked nice on the menu, and we said, "Hey, we are having 4 of those."
Yeah. No, it's hey, thank you, Linarius, for the follow. Thanks a lot. So yeah, no, I think it was decent. After we got those printer to print it before 1 p.m. everything started to get a bit better, at least until the time we arrive at the convention center.
Yeah, like a lot of the stress of knowing, do we have any graphics for the booth? Disappeared, so we knew, okay, we have things.
Which I think that was the most kind of terrifying moment, in a sense, where you think about it. You're like, okay, we're in Vegas. We flew like 4 people to be there. We have an Airbnb. We have the booth, and it's going to be white. It's going to be entirely white, nothing on the side, just us, and we're not salesmen. Like literally, we're just software engineers. So
would Twitch have us again for a TwitchCon if you come and say, "Hey, empty booth"?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, not sure.
You guys, right? Like, not coming next time, right? Would have been terrible. But yeah, during the morning, the Thursday morning at least, we went to a Smith, which basically is a supermarket.
Yeah, it's a mall.
Yeah, and we got some cool stuff there, and so at least we had some food and different stuff for the weekend or 4 days. And then we headed up to go to the convention center, which had its lots of surprise with the prince. Exactly, yeah, we got like everything and we just went there. And let's say that it was not the way we expected it. So before coming to Vegas, we confirmed 3 times the layout of the booth. And the layout was one big wall, like 3 meters wide, and two pony walls, plus the front. And we arrived, and it was a bit different. It was a corner booth and with 2 big walls, 3 meter wide each, and no pony walls. So we just had one stuff printed that would actually fit, and the rest was not for the right layout. So we basically had to go to the people in charge of the convention, go to the people of Twitch, and starting to chat about that with them. But in the same time, Ansoff and Dead Side Blues were trying to find a solution to use what we had to still make it look okay, which we end up like having. Yeah, no, it was not good, and can tell you I was pretty pissed at the time.
Yeah, we were really upset
because if you don't check, like if you just assume and you're like, oh yeah, it's going to be the same, for example, like the one we had in Paris, or I don't know, just that we we just didn't care, and we just went there that like, and so it's not the right layout. Okay, you didn't check, so that you're kind of on you. We sent 3 emails to get confirmation, and the last one. Yeah, go on.
The layout felt like very specific and a bit weird, so we really checked multiple times to be sure, is it really what we're gonna have? Because the design we do for that, we can't do anything with it if it's not that layout. And so we got pictures, we got technical specification and everything. So it was supposed, we were confused and say, okay, this is our layout, we have everything prepared for it. And then it was not. And I guess the worst part is that we loved the layout we had. It's just that if we knew, we could have done things very differently, and our booth would have been a lot better.
Yeah,
it was fine. We managed to have something that was fun, and no one actually really noticed during the show that it was not meant to be. we reused designs and made them work on the wall.
Yeah.
So it's fine, but I guess for us it was really, we're really unhappy with it because we spend a lot of time preparing this kind of events, and it's not our fault. We get that, and together with the printing incident the day before, it was really, we're really upset to have that as well as an issue.
Yeah, and I think one of the stuff that upset us the most is that when we confirmed the layout multiple times was also because the fact that we had just one big wall, we had to constrain ourselves on what we could print on the walls. So it was more like, okay, so it's just one wall, so we can't put like features of Alicia and also all the testimonials, etc. So we had to contain what we could put on the walls. That's why we basically went on with the flyer to have the testimonials in, etc. And so we had to make trade-off to make it work, where if we knew that it was too big wall, we would have done that completely differently. And so it was very kind of frustrating, and we couldn't, we didn't know that before. And so we're still in chat with them about it, because it's still something that would like to at least, kind of make it right in a sense. So yeah, but we turned it out and we made it work. So we had a booth completely ready on the Thursday end of afternoon, something like this. Then we went to pick up the cards, the business cards, and that's when we started to have another issue, which I'll let you explain.
Yeah, so we started having alerts telling us Alicia is no longer working.
Alicia is no longer there.
And so she was still there, but she was not sending messages. And so we realized one of our providers was done. And so there was not much we could do about it. Just hope they would fix it fast. But yeah, it was 6 p.m. on the day before the start of the convention, and most of the things on our booth rely on showing Alicia in action. So it's you going into her channel, which we're on today, and send messages to see what kind of interaction you can get, or showing off the red train that was happening during the convention. And so if Alicia is not working, most of our, I would say, resources to show off Alicia were gone.
Yeah.
And so that was the issue. And so we were kind of confident, I would say, rather hopeful that the issue would be solved before the convention, because lots of people depend on that kind of services nowadays, so they would fix it rather fast. But yeah, it was more stress. I think for us, the thing is that we felt we were well prepared, and we did things in advance to avoid all the stress we had in Paris, to do a lot of last minute stuff. And we ended up having to deal with a lot more of problems last moment. So it was
Yeah.
Not the best to be like full energy and ready for a convention, especially with her in our usual very tired states. So,
yeah. And to answer you, Rob, it's not really possible for us to run Alicia on local missions. Just like I was playing around to have the voice of Alicia running on my local machine, just the voice. Okay, so not the brain, nothing. And to just generate a sentence of like 10-15 seconds, it took about 2 minutes.
yeah.
So none of our current computers can run anything close to what you currently have in the response time that Alicia is giving, and it wouldn't have been an option like to have our computers doing that, because we had another problem which was related to the electricity, and we didn't had a plug on the booth that was accessible for our computers. So if we were to be running something which would have been computing heavy, our computers would have lasted maybe an hour, something like this.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So
we were just we had to rely on the third parties to fix their problems fast, and
which they did.
And they did. So it worked out in the end. So
yeah. We I think we had about like 2 hours downtime or something like this.
Yeah,
and was fixed after that. So yeah, luckily enough, nothing happened during the TwitchCon release to that. So was good enough.
During TwitchCon, everything went well. Alicia worked correctly. No problems.
It's just the internet, which was not great.
Yeah, well, so we relied on your 5G connection the whole weekend,
which to be honest worked fairly well for a 5G during that time. Like we could really see well the red train, and it's just like we got drop of connection. That's the main problem we had.
Yeah, and it mostly happened Sunday afternoon, to be honest.
Yeah,
like the first 2 days it ran very smoothly. So.
Yeah. No, but a big thing, it's was just having everything ready in time. But the big difference is when everything was set up compared to Paris, the stand, like the booth, was not falling apart during the night.
Yeah.
So
we learned a lot.
Yeah, we learned a lot.
We bought good duct tape and we bought hooks so we could really.
Yeah.
Installing the booth was extremely fast as well. Like compared to Paris, where we spent so many hours putting things together, there with the hooks, in 20 minutes, technically, we had everything set up almost.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the rest of the time was just us chatting with the people from TwitchCon and GES. That's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we actually had some time to share beer with Ansoff and Dead Side Blues at the Airbnb in the evening, which was kind of a good relaxing time before the storm that was the TwitchCon on the next day. So yeah. Because now we are basically Friday 20th, and so we arrive at 9:30. Everything was in place, which was such a relief compared to Paris. And when people started to arrive, it was the time where it's not your job, like in general. Like we had such a warm-up time, like literally, again, our job is to stay in front of a computer. We know that by doing Alicia we have to put ourselves to different condition, but it's just like you have this warm-up time to actually reach a point where you kind of feel comfortable to go to two people and start to ask them like, hey, do you know Alicia? Do you want to chat about Alicia? And so to get them to come to the stand, to the booth and everything. But yeah, it was it's always a big exercise to do that. It's super interesting because most of the time it goes very well. Like people are extremely friendly and welcoming, and they're very like into trying to discover Alicia, and so it's fine. But it's the all the time where it's not working that if it's not your job, you take it like Oh,
Yeah, it's the rejection.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we go to someone and tell you, no, not interested. Or the people that don't even start, don't look at you, just look at you like, leave me alone, and kind of thing. Those are the things that are really hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the time people are just, oh yeah, tell me more. And I guess what's great about Alicia is when you explain what Alicia is, people are very often, oh, it's really cool. Yes, I want to try. I want to get a flyer. I want to get those things. So it helps a lot knowing that we get this kind of feeling when we chat with people, but it's still difficult to go and reach out to people.
Yeah.
Normally we reach out to people on Discord.
Which is much easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I think Friday was a very tough day to start, and the best day I would most probably say it was on the Saturday. Like Saturday was just amazing. Like people super nice. Like we really had a lot of good meetings, and we also had a lot of meetings from the community. We met with so Friday, who did we meet? Imperial Jedi.
Yeah, Camel and Camelo.
And Camelo. Saturday we had Malicious Gaming. Jeffo.
Miali Music.
Miali
we saw her Friday as well.
Yeah, I
right?
think so. And I'm trying to think.
Nintendo as well.
Nintendo, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's, and we had people that were from or that knew some of our streamers, and so
yeah,
I had a couple of people telling me, yeah, I've seen Alicia on the Camel stream. I had someone tell me, oh, I know NTBs, I watch his stream, which
yeah,
okay, cool. So we had like a few people like that were familiar with Alicia from seeing her on other streams,
which I think was a big difference as well compared to Paris, where
I think in Paris we saw Scaramouche, that was another streamer, and which saw Jazz Cat, right?
Yeah, Jeff stream.
It was just passing by. So yeah, it was quite different. We were very unknown at the time. We're still quite unknown. But more people know about us now, so it's great.
Yeah. But I think so on the Saturday was really a different day and really good atmosphere, and everything went again well on the booth, well on internet. Everything was super stable, so we really had a different experience. And the big thing as well is that on the flyer side, in one day we gave more flyer than we gave in 2 days at Paris.
Yeah, I mean every day was like that. So.
And we didn't plan to have enough.
Yeah, like we got 1,500 flyers, and we ran out of flyers mid of the afternoon on Sunday. So it was really. That was crazy for us.
Yeah. It was really cool. But
so that's great.
Yeah. And so talking about the Sunday, this is where stuff started to get a bit heated, in a sense, where we caught COVID during the event. As you might have known, like we sent some messages on Discord about it. And so Sunday we actually started to have symptoms, so we were just like getting pills to try to get going with the day, but it was something. Like we started to get very tired, coughing sometime, so it was we tried to kind of protect a bit, like going far away whenever we wanted to cough a bit, and we're just kind of praying to have the end of the TwitchCon going soon, so we could actually rest a bit before getting the flights. But yeah, that was. I think the Sunday was a really good day. We had a lot of nice chats as well, but I know that for myself, my brain started to kind of be somewhere else because of COVID again. I don't know. Yeah, I know you felt like.
Yeah, I think it was a general feeling on the booth where we all caught it and we all started to feel very tired. And I would say after the convention, that's where we really started to be very sick.
Yeah, yeah.
Even in the plane to go back to London on Monday, it was really tough.
It was terrible.
Really tough.
Yeah.
Had the fever starting and
I'm so glad we're better now. It's I'm still
yeah, but
coughing,
it took some time. Like you feel like the week that was after TwitchCon just disappeared.
Oh yeah. To me, the week after TwitchCon is this week, like literally.
Yeah, no.
No, it's not. Yeah.
It was 1 week in between. So, but yeah, it was difficult and it made the flight very long.
Yeah, I was quite glad that the flight was not full, so at least I could.
The flight was very empty. Like there was not many people in the plane, so we had 1 row each, which is really good.
Yeah. That was really cool.
For the 10.5 hour of Los Angeles to London.
Yeah. And yeah, Rob, we got a lot of new people coming in on the Discord, which is great because, I mean, we have even a lot more people who signed up to Alicia and tried out extra. But having more people on the Discord is always great because we can organize more events, but also get more feedback at the time. So we were glad to see that people were interested to be part of the community, which I think it's a big part of what we try to do. So I was really happy to see that more people were coming in. So it was really nice. And hopefully, as we've seen with Paris, it has a lot of delays as well. So we still see people currently signing up through the flyers now and like discovering Alicia, joining the Discord. So it keeps like this momentum is still there, and so we hope that we'll be organizing the next Red Train as well very soon. Most probably we'll do a joint one with Christmas, so it's going to be like kind of in the middle between November and December, so we can have this joint Red Train during that time. And hopefully that's going to dynamize even more the community, so it's quite a thing.
Yeah, and we always love to hear from people enjoying Alicia, so
yeah.
That's a cool thing, yeah.
So we know that you had a sneak peek from Oz's stream to look into the booth. We will be putting together some sort of a video of the TwitchCon. I need to catch up with Dead Side Blues about it, so to get all the different things, and so we can do the edition for that. So at least you'll see everything.
Yeah, yeah. Or after movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have, and we'll be posting more stuff on Instagram as well.
Nice.
Very cool.
Thank you. What's her name? On Twitch, I mean. I think we still have almost every streamer in the community in name.
Yeah. I guess we were...
Yeah. VCPer, I think, yeah. I think I know. I haven't been on her stream though, not yet at least.
Yeah, the name sounds familiar.
The name sounds definitely familiar.
Yeah, I guess we're at the stage where we still know kind of everyone.
Yeah.
But we also get to the stage where it's getting very difficult.
Yeah.
And so I think one thing we really like is to, hop on the streamers' stream and chat a bit and see how it's going, and it's always great to have this kind of relation. But it's also getting to a point where it's a lot more difficult, because then we have at any point of the day now almost like 10 to 20 streams on with Alicia at the same time. and so it's a lot more difficult to go and say hey, and to chat and not be like, hey, I'm just saying hi and then leaving.
Yeah.
Because then it's just whatever. But when you can like stay on the stream, chat a bit, that's something we like to do. So yeah, and the COVID didn't help with that because we got new people coming in and we're like, wow, we're not able to come and connect with people. So
it's I think the week after the TwitchCon when we landed on Tuesday, I had literally 3 days where my brain was not able to do anything. I was just alternating between sleeping and awake to eat some stuff and then sleeping again. Was really just I was an animal.
yeah.
Thank you, Rob. And Rob, I don't know. I hope you gave your referral code as well. You're the one that should be using it the most. We know how many people you brought to Alicia. So, and yeah, no, I think that's kind of how it was, and we're still. I mean, I can feel that I'm still recovering in a sense. I'm still very tired, but I get to get way better compared to what it was last week. But it feels really unreal. I don't know if it's. We went to the US for the first time. It was a big thing. It was one of the biggest events you can go to in our like community in general, and it just went by super quickly. It feels almost like a past dream now. So it's so weird.
It felt like we jump in a plane, get out, do the thing, and then back in the plane, and then we sick, and then poof, it's today.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's very difficult to picture that 10 days ago we were in the convention.
Was it 10 days? No.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. 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 It was.
So it's really something. So, well, we're just playing catch up right now and making sure we're alive and well and able to help the new user of Alicia. But yeah, it's quite something.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and Rob, one of the big frustration for us is we have some friends in the US, like for example in Salt Lake City. I have someone I know in Washington DC, and I think some other people in San Francisco. But literally, to me, it felt like we didn't go to the US. We went to Vegas. Yeah. We did see nothing. And we left. And that's what happened.
Exactly that.
So don't be jealous. Like, we didn't really... Like, we even didn't go to the dam. We didn't go to the Grand Canyon. We just saw some stuff from the plane. And we saw airports. Our Airbnb. We tried some... we went to McDonald's. We went inside one casino.
Yeah.
And we didn't stay long. Like, literally an hour in and out maximum. And that's it. And the convention center. It literally flew by at a speed like it was really a light speed.
It was really something. So I won't count that as really going to the US. I guess we learned that we need a car next time we go. But aside from that, it's really we didn't visit anything. We didn't enjoy anything. The burgers were the same.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like the burgers were literally the same. And Kaylili, one thing we have, I don't know if it's really like a leak or anything. It's not, but we had a chat with the person responsible for the TwitchCon who knew and who still knows where the next TwitchCon will be. but it is currently secret. The only thing she told us is that it will be in Europe. So, I mean, no, I'm not talking for the US one, obviously, but it will be in Europe, meaning that it won't be in London. So we know it's not London.
We're a bit sad.
We are extremely sad, because from London, it would have been just so much easier for us. We would have just crossed the street and be there. So, yeah. Not in London.
I know that there are a lot of rumors saying Madrid.
Yeah.
But yeah, no idea. And then for the US, really no idea. I know there was some chat on Twitch happening with the CEO of Twitch and some people that were pitching obscure city in the US, but yeah, no idea. I think we'll know next year.
I think one of the comments that were like the biggest during that time is that Vegas is not a walkable city. Like it is just a place where you have to get a car and it's hard. And so people were complaining about that, even on the aftermath, and I was on some streams and they were talking about it, and so they all expect it to be in a more walkable city. Yeah, that's the main problem with London, I think.
Yeah, for Europeans, you need a passport now, and so it would be annoying.
Oh, San Diego. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I'd be keen to go to San Diego. And
well,
that time...
very West Coast.
It is very West Coast. But the thing is, if you remember, so Jelab and I, we still well do, it just has been a long time we haven't done it, but we used to go in holiday together quite a lot in different places. And one of the things we had in mind was a road trip on the West Coast, going at least from San Francisco to San Diego. And so that would be actually the right time to do it.
We could even do Seattle to...
Yeah, I mean, we have to stop to Salt Lake City to see M as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Anyway, yeah.
That's a different story. Yeah, Spain in for Europe. Carmen Sandiego, wasn't it like a video game? Currently, we don't even know if we will be in the next US one. But let's be sure. Like you're on the Discord, so if we need, I'll ping you for sure. In many versions, I think I've played it. Like the one you got from the cereal pack, you know. I am that old. Mainly neighbors. I got a chance to walk a bit around with Miali to go to the Copacabana, so I went to see how it was, and it was a bit different. I think I preferred the one in Paris where it was on the rooftop, where here in the in Vegas it was in the parking lots. And yeah, I think it was less charming compared to how it was in Paris. And after that, I went to see I saw the Doritos like place or booth. I saw the chess.com as well. I didn't see Photo Chess. I don't know.
She was not there.
She was not there. Okay, that's why. I tried to find her, but yeah. What did I see?
I think we went in the same direction and we saw the same things.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the Twitch reveal because I was waiting for it all, and I saw some of the charity booth as well, and Prime. I mean, the main one, our neighbors.
Yeah, we had Amazon Prime just
Amazon Prime.
Left.
Oh yeah.
They were. I mean, they were doing a lot of cool stuff. It's just that it was really noisy.
Yeah.
And at some point, when you're hearing the same stuff happening for 3 days, I mean, at the end, you know, I could have gone there and played the games where they ask questions, and I would have all the answers.
Yeah, I mean, it was better than the sound alert.
it's better than when we had Sound Alert in Paris, where they had this screaming clip playing every 30 seconds, where they had like this scream, and it's the only thing you hear at some point.
Yeah, the big thing is in Paris it was like a loop of a sound that would come back every minute or 2 minutes. Where at least for the Prime Video, they had a schedule throughout the day, and that was like bigger slots. So it was not that bothering. At least I felt, to me, it was more the level where it was extremely noisy, but that was it.
Yeah. No, they had times where they were a lot more quiet, and just that when they were doing stuff, you knew they were doing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
That and the obscure stuff where they were playing like the same video.
Yeah, my brain was just focused on that video, specifically when those weird Among Us red stuff was twerking, and I was like, "What?"
It's just like seeing the same 1 minute video on loop for 3 days.
Oh yeah, it looks a lot like a brainwash. Like literally, you're like hearing Prime Video and watching this video, and you're like, "Oh." So yeah, it was quite something. But yeah, I think one of the thing I'll remember is definitely like meeting up with some people. Was really glad to meet up with Malicious, where we had few calls, and so I know that she was coming around, and was really glad to meet her. Jeffo, which I mean we've been talking together for month and month.
For a year almost, and he was there when Alicia was terrible. I want to say compared to today, because she was always great, of course. Spare me when you take over the word, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's people that we've been in contact for a lot of months, and that have given us so much feedback and that helped us create new stuff.
Yeah, shape the future basically for Alicia.
Like, we were able to build things, give it to them, and they were doing all the work of testing, and sometimes having streams where she would derail and do bad stuff.
yeah.
But
that
still,
happens.
They stayed with us and they helped us, and now Alicia is great. It's a lot greater than it used to be, and it's thanks to those people. So like meeting them and chatting with them and taking pictures, it was really great.
Yeah. We still have to post a lot of pictures and videos. We didn't do it again because
I have
again,
stuff ready.
COVID.
It will be on Instagram. Follow Instagram.
Follow Instagram.
Well, I mean, follow our Instagram, not follow Instagram.
Yeah. And
yeah, we have some pictures from the convention will be posted there.
Yeah, and Rob, yes, we got some big streamers. I mean, I think we got the most number of partners we've talked to during that time. Like really, it was impressive. Like I felt at some point the only people I was talking to were Twitch partners. And
yeah, like it's coming in waves, It's like at some point maybe they were like all free from any kind of activities they were part of, and so they were moving around, and like we had many of them just come, stop by, ask questions, and some were interested. I would say most of them showed some interest in the project. I mean, there are some partners for those. Alicia won't be much, or at least in its current iteration.
Yeah. Maybe
not something that is helping them that much. It's the fun stuff you have in chat where people can ask questions or interact. Alicia is always fun in some ways. But it's always great to chat with partners and to see.
Yeah.
Get their feedback on what we do as well.
And I think they really understand what we are trying to do as well, because they have a lot of experience chatting with different streamers and smaller streamers, and they went through that as well. So they really see how Alicia can be helpful for smaller streamer and smaller audience as well. So they directly see the value, and so having chat with them, they give ideas as well. So yeah, it's always quite cool to have this chats. One of the things
I feel like we had a lot more people understand what Alicia could bring.
Yeah.
faster compared to Paris. And
It's also the way we
us
explain
that
it.
We're explaining it a lot better.
Yeah.
And we communicate better. But yeah, it's cool to have that where they see, oh yeah, it could really help with my chat, and that's great because I do that kind of stream and I need something that could help me bring more energy in the chat. And say, yeah, but well, that's great. And they see that, okay, there is a place for Alicia in my stream, which is, I would say, the perfect setup for success. Making room for the teapot in the chat.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry, was just it.
Just phasing out.
Yeah. So yeah, and also we met up with some streamers that basically people said they were big, and the thing is, I felt my culture were too bad. Like literally, it's I went to chat with someone and like explain Alicia, etc. And just after that, it was, oh, do you know who you talk to? I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know. But that's basically my culture. Who doesn't know? I am bad with that. So that's it. And I don't recognize people well. So it's one of my problems. But it helps a lot with the stress. Like you're not stressed to talk with someone who is very big on Twitch because we don't like. Yeah, it's I don't recognize them.
And yeah, with the US streamers especially, because they're like usually not streaming at times that are very friendly for Europe, depending on where they live. And so I knew no one there, basically. Compared to Europe, where there were like people coming to our booth and were like, oh, I know these people, I know these streamers, I know these people, I watch their content, all the kind of things. I find it a lot easier to not know the streamers, and it also creates more like genuine interaction, and I think it's better for us and for them as well, where we're not like, oh, I know you, blah blah blah. It's like just, hey, nice to meet you. Let me tell you what Alicia can do for you.
Yeah, definitely. So I think we went through all the stories.
Yeah, it was pretty fast. When the time, I didn't see the time go through.
I mean, we did like about the same time, and maybe, I mean, if there is any questions or stuff that you'd like to know and we didn't explain it, or anything, like really, if you have anything in mind, fire it up, and we'll try to answer that. So yeah, otherwise we will be taking our rest for the night. I mean, not really, but
no, it's, you know, Rob, I did a stream before TwitchCon, and my TTS was not working well, and so Alicia was not speaking back, and I really felt like I was missing it, even though I was just using it. I used it the stream before; it was the first time, and so I got used to it after one day. And when it was missing, I'm like, "Whoa, I really miss it. Where's my TTS?"
Yeah.
So it's really, you don't realize. It's easy not to realize, like, okay, it's become part of the stream, and then when it's not there, you really miss it, and it's like, okay, my stream feels so much worse in experience for me as a streamer, because I didn't have this kind of interaction coming with sound, and it made me check chat less, because when she was speaking the day before, it was like, oh yeah, there is activity in the chat, I need to check the chat more. So it was really it's terrible.
I'm checking Harris Heller, but I think he walked by us multiple times, but I'm not sure which edit. Or maybe we did. I'm just not sure. Nico?
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't think so.
Well, I remember him like walking by the stand,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
booth
He went to
multiple
the
times.
Elgato booth.
Yeah.
I'm checking them. I'm seeing some VOD of him at TwitchCon. So.
Yeah, that's a shame. Would have been nice. Would have been nice. Oh yeah, and I got the chance to go and chat with the people from Elgato, and actually the guys that approved Alicia for the Stream Deck. Nice. Okay. That's cool. I really need to start like looking into Atom. I haven't done that.
I think it's a French guy that's doing Atom.
We need to ping
Or
him.
maybe not. Or maybe it's a guy called Atom. I don't know.
Anyway. So yeah, I think we'll be going now. Do you want to add anything, Jalab?
No, I think it was great convention, and looking forward to the next one.
Yeah. Yeah. Most probably in 2024.
Well, we better be.
Could have been back in Vegas this weekend. Pleasure, Rob. And yeah, anytime if you want to chat, you know also where to find us.
Yep.
I think we'll be taking. So yeah, we'll be going. That's it. Do we have anyone to read as well, Jalab?
Yes.
Jalab is a responsible red. I'm not the best for that.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Perfect. Nice. So we are going to see one of the newest member of the Alicia community. So let's go there.
Yeah, make sure to say hi. And,
Yeah.
How much you love Alicia.
Cool. I'll see you there and have a good rest of your day. Thanks a lot for coming in and supporting Alicia and the community in general. We really appreciate that. And yeah, I think we'll chat soon. So have a good one and chat later. Bye-bye.
Bye.